What's going on, everyone? Let's quickly do a quick market recap. A lot that happened since yesterday, like mainly what we see right now, for example on the euro-US dollar, is that we are still on top of this demand zone in there, but overall I'm expecting a little bit more of a drop to go back at least until this demand or lower until that demand. However, for now, of course, the daily structure is still bullish, but I'm expecting a little bit more of a pullback back to the downside. Now, if we go to the DXY, then what we can see is that price is giving a similar range. So we got a switch on in here and we got a higher switch on in here. Most likely scenario is the price will go a little bit further to the upside, go to this zone, and then hopefully from there make another pullback, make another drop to the downside. That said, going over to GBPUSD. And what we can see on the GBPUSD is mainly the price is currently still bullish, but we might see a little bit more of an up move for GU, like we already had this stellar drop. I'm expecting a little bit more of a drop actually, but since we are already at the bottom of this range, and now also if we go to the daily time frame, then what we can see is that we have an overall demand zone in here. We could see a little bit more of an up move back to the back to the highs in here. But if we go to the weekly time frame, then what we can see is that we have a trend line in here. So the trend line is located in here. Price is currently on top of that. So I really like to see price mainly just breaking below the trend line and breaking like around these levels in there, closing below the trend line and then creating our supply zone and hopefully make like another short from there. But for now, yeah, it is a little bit double. We could see a little bit more downside because price is still bearish, but since we already had this huge drop, it would also make sense for me if price just moves up a little bit. For now, I'm not really doing anything actually on GU. I'm mainly just waiting it out to see where price is going to go, since all the financial markets are crazy volatile right now. Now we have AUDUSD, and regarding AUDUSD, we had a supply zone in here. That one has now been removed. So we also broke this trend. We created another change of character that creates like a demand zone below in here for us, and we have like one in here, but it's not really clear. Overall, now we could better take a look at the daily time frame, because what we can see in the daily time frame is that price is just simply making a retracement back to this flip zone. So right now we already took out these highs and we are reaching in this flip zone in there. So I'm expecting a little bit more of a downside on AUDUSD, and we can get some nice shorts from this area. Now if you zoom back into the 4 hour real quick, then we got this supply zone also up there. Now if we refine it a little bit more, refine it a little bit better, then we could still make a little bit of a pullback back to the upside, break it a little bit further, but overall now supply could come into play for AUDUSD because the overall trend is still bearish, and I really want to see that push to the downside. Hopefully we can make a little bit more of a push back to the upside before we're gonna see the downside, so we can get like a clear change of character on the 50-minute and enter on the 50-minute. So mainly that is what I will be watching now for AUDUSD, to see if we can make a little bit of a push back to the upside, back to the range in here, then make like a change of character and take our short entry from there. But I really wanna basically wait a little bit for now, since price action is not very clean. We got this ugly like candle in here, and there are a lot of buy orders that was pushing price up, but hopefully we can still feel this in the next few weeks, like probably next week or the week after that, and this could happen from this supply zone. So if price reaches there, we could get some nice shorts. There could be a lot of shorts coming into the market, and we could hopefully ride it back to the downside. Now that said, moving over to NZDUSD, and what we can see in NZDUSD is mainly price just pushed through our supply zone. So we had a supply zone in there. We were actually trading this wick in here, but mainly something like AUDUSD. We got a lot of buying orders, like also from this wick, and I think we can still break it, or at least we can still fill it. We can still go back down and fill the wick on NZDUSD. Now also if you go to the daily time frame, you can see that there is still a lot of liquidity in here, but overall for now price seems to be just pushing back up into supply. Now the main supply we have is actually located in here. So we have this supply in the zone in here, so price can make a little bit more of a push back to the upside, because there's like daily supply located in there. Now if you zoom to the 4 hour, you can also see it a little bit more clear. So that will be this one, right? So this supply up there, and we got a lot of old zones, like a lot of flip zones, things like that. So this would be a main key area where price can be heading to, and we can also just get a short. We might as well get it from here, since this is also like a 4 hour counter zone basically, because we had this one, but it's not the most fresh one. So usually you want to wait for price to go back into higher value supplies, so for example the daily in here, and then take some nice shorts from there. So that's mainly what I will be watching for the NZDUSD for now. And that said, moving over to gold. Now what we can see on gold is mainly the price is currently just stuck in this little range in here, stuck at the bottom. Overall demand could come into play, like it is not clean at all. I don't really like price action like this. Now we got like almost like double tops in here, and we almost got like double bottoms in here, so price is currently just stuck in the range. So if we take a range right now, it will mainly just be the price is coming out of like the demand, the bottom of the range. So we take the range tool in here. Now what we can see is price made a rejection of 0.25, 0.75 up there. Price already made a rejection in there. So for now both values are already mitigated. Both values could be taken out, even the demand below in there. But I really want to see a breakout. I want to see a clean move up, because we had this spike in here, back to the downside, back into demand, and after that price just stayed in here for a little bit. Now if you zoom into the 1 hour real quick, now what we could see is we have a change of character in here currently happening, and hopefully this one is going to play out and we're going to remove this supply zone. Price could be heading higher from now, especially if you look at the weekly and the monthly and things like that. So I really want to see that, of course. I really want to see the supply being removed in here, price heading higher from there. But overall I don't really like this price structure. I'm not really trading it for now. I'm mainly just waiting it out to see what is going to happen. Also, if you look at this trend, then we can also draw our range tool on here, and you see similar scenario. We got the 0.25 that is currently hit, so price hit it with this candle, and we got the 0.75 and price is currently at the 0.75, so supply can also come into play. So either way, you want to see this low being broken or this high being taken out, or if you like range trading, you can take a short from here, but for me that's not really an option. I really want to see those clean breakouts happening first. So that's it. Moving over to the Bitcoin, and what we see on the Bitcoin is mainly the price is pushing up. So we got a little bit more of a push up. Price is pushing up to our old flip zone, to our old supply zone. Now we also have one in here where price is currently at. I see I didn't draw it, and that is mainly this one, because we took out the highs, we took out the lows, and we had like a lot of demand zones, a lot of lows in here. Those were all taken out with this supply zone. So probably supply will come into play for the Bitcoin soon, like more short orders will come into play, and price will start pushing down a little bit to fill this wick and hopefully go back to this range. So that's mainly what I will be expecting for the Bitcoin now, for make like a further pullback back to the downside before it is going to make a rally or something like that. It's like, it's not easy to make a rally from a point like this, so usually what you would see is the price pushing back down, filling the wick, or even going lower from there. And that's it. I'm gonna close the video, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow for the last